And today I'm joined by the very interesting Carl Robinson, who sounds like he's from England, but he's in Paris. Welcome to the show, Carl.
Indeed. Thank you very much for having me, Julian. It's great to be here.
And whereabouts are you from in the UK, Carl?
From Oxford, which is in the middle of the south. Yeah, Southern Fairy.
Famous and beautiful. I probably should have put Oxford on for the city view.
You can indeed, yeah. But Paris is also beautiful.
Yes, it is. It is very good. And you're in Paris. And how did you end up in Paris?
Long story. Won't give you the life story, but I went from Oxford to the north of England, to London, to China, to Paris. In a nutshell, it was I met my girlfriend in Paris, and she's French, and so we decided to come back to Europe and continue the adventure, for me at least, in another European country.
People probably assume you're French. Actually, you might even look like one of the locals. What do you reckon about that, Carl?
Well, I appreciate that. I don't know how to take that really, but I got the
What does that mean?
I've
you got dark
coordinated belt, and I'm getting some tips from the locals. I haven't quite started wearing a scarf yet. That's a little bit beyond me, but
Oh, okay. Do you go and get baguettes from the local baguette shop?
I do indeed. Yeah, they're delicious.
Wonderful. All right, now podcasting. A lot of people really want to do a podcast, or they are doing a podcast, and the thing that bothers them is that it's quite a lot of work. Now, you have kind of thought, I think I can improve this, and tell us a bit about what you've done that is going to make it easier for people to produce content, because we know that producing content is going to help your business a great deal, and you need to be doing it. Podcasting is probably one of the best ways to do it. So what is it that you have developed that is going to help people who hate the work aspect of creating content?
Absolutely. Okay. So I'm the co-founder CEO of Rumble Studio, and this is an online tool, a Saas application that helps creators, businesses, and agencies to create audio content like podcasts faster, easier, and cheaper. And our unique proposition, and we're really the only ones in the world to be doing this right now, is that we use asynchronous interviews to do it. So what does that mean? It means it's not live interviews like we're doing now, which is the traditional way of doing a podcast interview, but rather an automated interview where you prepare your questions in advance, you add them into Rumble Studio, or use one of our templates, and then you can send a public link to one person or as many people as you like, and each person who gets that link clicks it, and they go through and they get interviewed by Rumble Studio. They get their own version of the interview. And Rumble Studio takes them through the interview one question at a time. The questions can be text only if you are super lazy, or they can be audio if you've taken the time to record them up front. So the guest hears your voice asking them the first question. They click record and they answer it. Basically, they record their answer. If they make a mistake, they can redo. If they want to build up their answer over time, they can record multiple segments. So it's a zero pressure environment. You can really think about what they're going to say before they say it, rather than just blurt out the first thing that comes into their head. And then when they're ready, they move to the next question and they do the same thing. They don't have to record all the questions at once. They can do one question today and another one tomorrow. They can take their time. And this is great for reaching hard to reach guests, executives, busy people, etc. And for you as the creator, you then get that audio back from one or multiple guests. You can put it together with your own audio, jingles, follow-up comments, etc., and export it into one or more episodes. And in this way, you can create audio at scale.
It's very interesting, Carl. So I've got a few questions. First of all, when they record everything, do you get multiple files or do you get one big audio file? Not that
you
it
get multiple files. Yeah, and that's one of the benefits of async as well, because you get individual WAV files with no processing in a zip file with both your audio and for the guest audio for every speaker. So if you want, you can do your own audio processing on it afterwards, throw it into Hindenburg or whatever editor you use. But we also provide a fully merged file where the host and the guest answers are in sequence with the jingles, and there's audio processing applied. We remove the silence, we level the volume, add some EQ, and just make it sound as good as we can without any editing, but with automatic processing applied.
Interesting. Okay, right. So that sounds like it's going to remove the post-processing aspect of it. Now, the other thing I wanted to know was, so a big part of it is actually getting guests. So what do you have like a scheduling link software that allows people to, so you can just spam the link out to all these people and get them to do these remote interviews?
That's it. You got it, Julian. Like, that's one of the biggest advantages of asynchronous, is that once you've created your interview, your set of questions that you want to ask an individual or a certain kind of person, a certain type, a role, then you do get just a single link. And you can send that individually on email, Instant Messenger, or whatever, or you can make it public. You can put it on your website. You can even put it on your social media if you dare. And anyone who clicks that link will go through and get the same set of questions and give you audio content. And in this way, you can actually create a sort of permanent interview. We have customers right now who just set 5 questions, they put the link up, and it just sits there for months, just gathering more and more information, more and more audio content from the people that discover that link. We've got a podcaster, you might know him, Brian Bialetta of Sounds Profitable. He's actually used Rumble Studio for his Podscape project, where he's set out to interview the top 500 companies in podcasting. And we've already had companies like Spotify and PRX and Midroll record audio through Rumble Studio. And Brian didn't have to lift a finger to interview them. He didn't have to set up time with the right person, etc. He just made the link available, sent it out on his newsletter, and anyone who qualified can record their audio. So this is the big plus.
This is starting to sound like a pretty good idea. So I didn't realize you could quite do that. So and the fact that you could sort of just leave it out there as almost like a hook with a worm on it, and it's going to produce content for you, and that is going to free you up a great deal. Then you can just sit down and have a look at the editing and do that.
Absolutely, yeah. No scheduling at all. Gone are the days of Calendly links and all the rest of that.
Yeah, Calendly links. And how long has this been up and running?
So we founded the company in September 2020. We've released a number of MVPs. We've got another big release coming up May the 4th, Star Wars Day. So check that out, with a lot more features and a lot more polished UI as well. It's currently available to sign up, join the waitlist, and then we'll give you access on May the 4th. So check it out, rumble.studio.
Awesome. Now, Carl, I'm going to have to wrap this one up early, unfortunately, but some very, very interesting information. And I'm going to put all Carl's details on the blog. If you're doing a podcast and you want to work out this, I'm quite fascinated by this. And if you can find a way that will reduce the headache, because trust me, one of the biggest problems is that people will do a podcast and they stop after 20 episodes because it's such a pain in the ass. And this could eliminate a lot of that. And if you could just put it on your website and get people recording content for you, that's pretty mind-blowing. So thanks for coming on, Carl.
You're welcome.
Wonderful. And thanks for listening. Sorry, it's a short one. We had a bit of a delay today, and I'll see you very soon on another episode.
Thanks, Julian. See you soon.
Thanks, Carl.